So, he is the eldest son and heir of Selim from Nurbanu Sultan. It is not known exactly who Nurbanu's parents are. The prince received a good education and learned Arabic and Persian. In 1558, his father, the second. As a result of Selim's appointment from Manisa Sanjak Bey to Karaman governor, he was sent to Alaşehir Sanjak Bey by his grandfather, Süleyman the Magnificent. His father is Dai. After Selim became sultan, he was sent to Manisa Sanjak Bey. His father is Ai. After Selim's death, he came to Istanbul on December 22, 1574, and sat on the Ottoman throne. On the morning of Wednesday, December 22, 1574, the month of Ramadan. As soon as he took over the Ottoman property, the first thing he did was to have his 5 brothers strangled with a fatwa. By dominating the Polish administration, the Ottoman Empire would have gained 2 allies, neighboring Austria. Good relations were established with the French during the reign of Süleyman the Magnificent. However, with the vacancy of the French throne, a power vacuum occurred in Poland, i.e. Upon Murad's request, Transylvanian Bey Bathari became the king of Poland. As a result of the agreements made with Poland, the northern border was made secure. Third, when Murad came to the throne, only Morocco from the North African coast was not included in the Ottoman lands. In 1578, Ottoman forces under the command of Ramazan Pasha captured Morocco and broke the Portuguese power in the region. Shah Tahmasp Bias's son, Shah al-Atagi. Ismail did not comply with the peace agreements between the Ottoman Empire and the Safavid Empire and managed to attract some Ottoman emirs to his side. The Ottoman government gave instructions to the Beylerbey of Van and asked for peace to be maintained there. The defection of the Safavid governor of Luristan to the Ottoman state worsened the already tense relations. Meanwhile, Shah II. Ismail died and throne fights began in the Safavid dynasty. Wanting to take advantage of this situation, Van Beylerbey attacked the Safavids. The First Safavid War lasted 12 years, 1577-1589. Ottoman troops under the command of Özdemiroğlu Osman Pasha defeated the Safavid forces in Çıldır. After this war, all of Georgia was conquered. In 1578, Tiflis was made an Ottoman province. In the same year, Shirvan joined the Ottoman lands with the Battle of Torches. Following these developments, the Safavids had to ask for peace. The Ferhat Pasha Treaty was signed on 21 March 1590. According to this agreement, Kars, Tabriz, Tbilisi, Ganja, and Shahruzur would remain in the Ottoman Empire. With this treaty, the Ottoman Empire reached its largest borders in the east. Sokollu Mehmed Pasha, who had been the Grand Vizier for 15 years without being dismissed since the last years of Süleyman the Magnificent, was stabbed in the heart by someone disguised as a dervish while leaving the afternoon council, and was seriously injured on 11 October 1579. Due to his serious injuries, Sokollu died a while later at the age of 74. He was buried in his mausoleum in Eyüp Sultan. The Grand Vizier's murderer could not be made to talk and was killed the next day. Third, with the capitulations given to Genoese, Venetian and French during the reign of Murad, merchant ships had the right to trade in Ottoman ports. In 1583, Queen Elizabeth I of England sent an ambassador and stated that she wanted to benefit from the same privileges. Traders from non-capitulated states other than Venice and Genoa were coming to Ottoman ports with the French flag. The Ottoman government, which started to turn away from the Catholics because of the Bartolomeo's massacre in 1572, approached the Protestant England in order to break the strategic war material embargo imposed by the Pope. Thus, the Anglo-French rivalry began in the Mediterranean. The Ottoman Empire also gained many political benefits from this competition. Crimean Khan II, who rebelled after being dismissed, to punish Mehmed Giray, to establish Ottoman rule in the Crimean Khanate, and to establish the new Khan II. 2 military operations were organized in 1584 in order to elevate Islam Giray to the throne. In the first operation, January-June, while Özdemiroğlu Osman Pasha commanded the Ottoman troops, the Ottoman navy under the command of Kılıç Ali Pasha landed in Kefe. After the first successful operation, this time Saadet Giray and Safa Giray, the sons of the executed Mehmed Giray, received the support of the Nogais and Don Cossacks with the help of Russia and attacked Bakhchisaray, the capital of the Crimean Khanate, at the beginning of September. After Islam Giray was injured and forced to take shelter in Kefe, the troops under the command of Gazi Ferhad Pasha were transferred with the Ottoman Navy under the command of Kılıç Ali Pasha, and a second landing was made in Kefe and the rebellion was suppressed. After the intervention in 1584, the Ottoman sultans tightened Ottoman rule over the Crimean Khanate by directly appointing Crimean Khans. Also, ascend. Until the time of Islam Giray, only the names of the Crimean Khans were read in the sermons, but since his Khanate, it was accepted to read the names of the Ottoman Sultan first, and then the Crimean Khan in the sermons. The long-standing peace with Venice ended as a result of an attack by Venetian ships off the coast of Kefalonia on the ship that brought the family of Tripoli Governor Ramazan Pasha, who was killed in a Janissary rebellion in 1584, to Istanbul. Successor, who sent an ultimatum to the Venetian Senate. Murad managed to bring Ramazan Pasha's family and property to Preveza. The issue between the two states was resolved after Venice also wanted to preserve the peace. The 8-year peace treaty signed with Austria in 1590 was broken in 1593 by Austria, which considered Teli Hassan. Pasha's march against the Uskoks, formed by the irregulars, as a cause for war. Emperor of Austria so. Rudolf not only did not pay the taxes he was paying, but also encouraged the lords of Wallachia, Transylvania and Moldavia to revolt. Teli Hassan Pasha besieged the Siska castle on the Croatian border. However, in the war fought here, the Sancak Bey of Herzegovina died along with Hassan Pasha and thousands of soldiers. Thereupon, at the insistence of Sinan Pasha, war was declared against Austria in 1593. While the war continued, on January 16, 1595, the third, Murad died of a stroke in Istanbul. His body was buried in the courtyard of Hagia Sophia Mosque. He was the head of the Ottoman Empire for 21 years, from 1574 to 1595. He was under the influence of Sokollu Mehmet Pasha, who was his Grand Vizier throughout his reign. During his reign, his wife Safiye Sultan took on a very important role in the state administration, especially after the death of Sokollu Mehmet Pasha in 1579. During his reign, the width of the Ottoman lands increased to 902,000 kilometers. The Ottoman Empire reached its largest territory at this time. 3. Murad died on January 16, 1595, when he was 48 years old, and his grave is in the tomb in the courtyard of the Hagia Sophia Mosque. He also had the tomb of Yahya Effendi in Beşiktaş and the Hasoda in Topkapi Palace built, and he converted the Fethiye Mosque from a church to a mosque. Austrian historian Hammer, 3. He states that Murad changed the Grand Vizier 11 times and the Sheikh al-Islam 7 times during his reign, that there was no stability in his thoughts, that he was a person inclined to pleasure, Sufism and poetry, and that there were remilists and astrologers around him, and criticizes him for this aspect. Thread, which has divans in Persian as Arabic and Turkish. Murad used the pseudonyms Muradi and sometimes Murad in his poems, and also wrote a work on Sufism called Futuhat-ı Siyam. Third, who was also skilled in the field of calligraphy. Mustakimzada reports that Murad has a verse plate and a Kelime-i Shahada plate hanging in the Hagia Sophia Mosque, and there are also calligraphy works in the Istanbul University Library and the Turkish Foundation Calligraphy Museum. In addition, the Istanbul Observatory, the first observatory of the Ottoman Empire, was established during his reign. He had the Tophané Observatory, which was founded by Taqiyuddin in 1577, demolished in 1580. He was affiliated with Sheikh Shuka, the Sheikh of the Halveti order. The quarrels between Safiye Sultan and her mother-in-law Nurbanu Sultan during those periods, various palace games caused the Grand Viziers to change constantly. Nurbanu Sultan killed Safiye Sultan because she was jealous of her son. For years, she had been looking for a lover who would make Murad forget her. According to rumors, that is why the prices of concubines in the captive market increased from 200 to 300 gold coins to 2,000 to 3,000 gold coins.